The Greatest of All Time by Ernest T. Woodson. Give ear to this story and listen to what I say about a man born named Cassius Clay. He believed in himself, his work was his play. He earned his living the pugilistic way. With dancing feet and bullet-fast hands, he was no match for the ordinary man. He represented America in the Olympics in Rome, dazzled the crowds and brought the gold home. But a hero's welcome he did not receive, for at the time in America black people lived on their knees. In Rome he was called an Olympian, in America a nigger. Because of America's treatment, he threw his gold into a river. He changed his name to Muhammad Ali and became the man Allah made him to be. He took on all the challengers of his day, and he backed up the words he had to say. At every victory you would hear him cry, "I am the greatest," which wasn't a lie. With rhymes and wit and a gift to entertain, the greatest of all time was his claim to fame. Like a magician and a fortune teller with a crystal ball, he would broadcast around that his opponent would fall. And many began to believe the truth of his predictions when he took the heavyweight title from Sonny Liston. But not all were happy with this loud and truculent man, and by virtue of his color, America was not going to let him stand. He fully understood the rules. He was born in the South, and dared the establishment to shut his mouth. Now he got into an argument with America's Uncle Sam for refusing to go to war to fight the people of Vietnam. Against the Vietnamese, Ali refused to pull the trigger. He had nothing against them. They had never called him nigger. America called him a coward, tried to assassinate his name for refusing to fight a people that America wanted to tame. Others were sent to fight the people of Vietnam, something he would not do, something he did not understand. Soon an organization by the name of the WBA stripped him of his belt and took his title away. To inflict more pain, they did all they could do. Blacklisted his name and stopped his ability to earn a living too. "You'll never box again. You've had your last fight," were the insults yelled whenever he was in sight. But many began to question, was the war in Vietnam right? Allah was weaving a plan that would later come to light. In a time when it was legal to segregate, discriminate, and hate, it was acceptable to keep and put black people in their place. They called for his beating, his lynching with their might, but he held on to his faith and prayed both day and night. He spoke at college campuses and talked with politicians too. To feed his family and return to the ring, he did all that he could do. His refusal to fight the people of Vietnam was totally debated, but Uncle Sam wasn't listening, just wanted him incarcerated. They shut doors in his face and tried with all their might to lock him up, knock him down, and dim his mighty light. But our athletes and others came to him and gave support too. They had walked in his shoes. His pain was something they knew. Some urged him to escape to Canada, go overseas, to run, duck, and hide. But he chose to stand his ground and fight, knowing Allah was on his side. A win was not certain. For the first time in history, a black man would take on a nation that denied him the right to be. He would fight for his life and freedom, a fight the world would see. The United States of America versus Muhammad Ali. Not in the ring, but on the world stage would this fight be. Like David versus Goliath, it would go down in history. No one could imagine, none had the vision to see. It was Allah's plan, the United States of America versus Muhammad Ali. He took their best shots and didn't go down. He kept his head up while his feet danced all around. He floated like a butterfly and stung like a bee. He did the Ali shuffle and got the victory. He is the greatest of all time. He's the people's champion, over whom none will climb. They took his title and his belt without a fight, you see. But the title and belt they removed were not greater than he. He kept his head up and maintained his pride. He took on the fight of his life. He didn't duck and hide. They tried to break and humble him for the world to see. But even mighty America was no match for Muhammad Ali. Now you know the story, the legend of Cassius Clay, a fighter who knew from the beginning he would be the greatest one day. Along the path to glory, he changed his name to Muhammad Ali, allowing Allah's plan to be.